This is a new photos from the set of Squid Game Season 3 that you haven't seen before. Why is player 124 never taken his jacket off in the show? Who became enemies on screen but the best friends or even more on set? What blooper selfies and behind-the-scenes secrets would you never see if not in this video? Let's look at the cutest and funniest photos that the Squid Game cast took when no one was watching. While player 222 prepared something special for us to see. Let's start with the player who most often appears near her in behind-the-scenes photos. In the show, player 124 Namgu managed to make us hate him, but on behind-scenes photos you won't resist to fall in love with him. At the beginning of Season 2, Namgu became best friends with Thanos, and during the games he eliminated other players without a single doubt. That's how during one special night he reached the player 380 Sami and cruelly killed her. But while they are enemies on the show, in real life everything is different. The actors actually became best friends, and even shared a set of weird yet cute brushing teeth selfies. Thanks to all the negative scenes they had to act in together, this trio became close friends behind the scenes and spent a lot of free time together. Comment if you dreamed of seeing Min-soo, Namgu, and Sami having fun together. But from the photos we find out many interesting facts. The actor player 124 wears glasses all the time. Only for the show he most likely wears contact lenses to play the role comfortably. But behind the camera the actor is always seen wearing glasses. Another photo shows that player 124 carries a piece of the actor's real personality, his actual tattoo. The actor has a tattoo on his left wrist that can often be seen in the show in Season 3. In most films, large tattoos are covered with makeup, which can take an hour or more to hide completely. But in Squid Game, the tattoo was kept as a unique detail for player 124's character. But the tattoo itself became a topic of many questions on the internet, as no one can clearly tell what is actually shown on it. Comment below if you guessed. Surprisingly, even though they had no screen time together in the show, we often see players 222 and 124 together in behind-the-scenes photos. In one photo, they are eating together in a room where no one else is around. They're often seen together during breaks on set, even though they had no scenes in common. But there is one thing that connects them very strongly. In Jump Rope Game, both of their characters died, and by coincidence, player 124 was the first to die in that game, while player 222 was the last. The actress also revealed new shocking photos from Season 3, and we'll talk about them in just a minute, but during filming, actors always found things to do, and one of them was practicing the games. Squid Game Season 2 included games that actors had to play for real. The six-legged race was one of those games where many key actors had important roles to perform. That's why we get many behind-the-scenes photos of actors practicing different games. Here we see the familiar trio of players 124, 125, and 380. In some photos, player 085 joins them too. But the most memorable photo is of player 149 practicing the game Gongi. Funny enough, the same game was played by player 388, who was part of Gi-hoon's team. But unlike player 149 who played the game for real, player 388 didn't film the scene himself. For that part, a professional was invited on a set, and the close-up hands of player 388 in this scene belonged to someone else. But the funniest blooper happened with player 222. During the same six-legged race, she had to perform the dakji game. Even though this game looks super easy, it was very hard for the actress to flip the tile, especially when all the cameras were rolling. She needed a few tries, but they didn't work out. That's why in the final scene, special effects were used during editing to make the tile flip at the end. It's funny because player 222 was supposed to be the most skilled in dakji. According to her own lines in the show, she always beat the recruiter and he never hit her. But besides selfies before death, that you have to see watching previous video on the channel, the actress shared something shocking. In this photo, she kindly shared with viewers a close-up of her perfectly made-up injured leg. In the show, we saw how her fall during the hide-and-seek game turned into a disaster that eventually led to her death. But seeing that leg in such a close-up and in full makeup detail is a brand new experience. Comment below with an emoji that shows how you feel when you look at this photo. Next, we got a glimpse of player 222's final scene from a slightly different angle. In this photo, player 222 is covered with a blanket, which means the actors had to spend quite some time lying on the floor playing dead. Even though the scene looked simple, it probably took a few takes to get everything perfect. Behind-the-scenes photos didn't leave out the other key players either. In the next photo, we see Min-soo with his usual photo-taking style. Min-soo can definitely be considered the star of behind-the-scenes photos. And if you didn't see his masterpieces during the hide-and-seek game, be sure to watch the video about the cutest photos on the set of Squid Game 3. But if we used to think that only player 222 falls asleep on set, the next photo of Min-soo sleeping destroys that myth. It might not be on the set, but in a resting room. Still, he's the second player caught sleeping on camera. Next, we see player 246, who probably has the fewest behind-the-scenes photos. In this one, he's standing in the pink corridor sharing some nice emotions. Comment below what scene you think he was filming in that moment. Playing the key roles is a great honor for the actors, but let's not forget those who were always in the background and helped bring the world of Squid Game to life. There were over 455 actors playing just the players. Their faces might not be familiar, but their impact cannot be overstated. One photo came from player 203, who we get to know closer by the end of season 3. The funniest part of the photo is player 100 in the background, just sitting and enjoying a break. The actors were likely resting between takes of the final scenes. Seasons 2 and 3 were filmed together and took 11 months to complete. During this time, all the actors became like family to each other. And the next photos will prove that, so make yourself comfy because you won't want to miss them.